They get better when you call my dad.
Thanks for watching News 12, your home for the Masters.
From the station that's on your side, breaking news.
Well, breaking news, we're continuing to follow this video out of Augusta National Golf Club circulating on social media of a tree falling during the live broadcast of the tournament there. This happened between hole 15 and 16. Augusta National Golf Club saying, quote, "There are no injuries at this time." You can see a crazy scene there as everyone instantly turns and runs towards the tree. Right now, information is very limited, but again, Augusta National is saying there are no injuries. Play is also suspended. This happened shortly after play was suspended at around 4:20 p.m. this afternoon. It's been almost half an hour since they made that call. And Riley, we've been seeing weather moving through the area here and a lot of wind gusts as well.
Absolutely, Will. We've been keeping a very close eye on this backdoor cold front that finally...
Sam Bennett lost his dad to early onset Alzheimer's in 2021, and he said he knows his dad is looking down on him. His mom is here this week, and after his round today, she warned the sky is about to open up because he just finished his round, and sure enough, the rain started a short time later. It really brings into focus the relationship celebrated at the Masters. I feel like those of us who love golf have Masters memory with our parents and grandparents and our kids. Whether you watch it on TV or with your family, or if you're lucky enough to make those memories at the Masters, like the father here and his son, who was with his dad when Tiger won his first green jacket in '97.
I told him I remember my first time coming in '97 when Tiger won on Thursday. Tiger shot 40 on the front, 30 on the back, and I always tell him about that. So yeah, this is a special day, and you'll get to see Tiger today, hopefully.
Oh my gosh, it's a beautiful and wonderful day. It's so special. We have so much fun together. There's lots of laughing and, of course, world-class sports. It's killer.
Hey, and by the way, those young ladies declared themselves Rory's biggest fans, and they had a funny story about meeting him today. More from them in the next half hour. Also, more on a special tattoo Sam Bennett has of the last words his father wrote to him. Sam Bennett, again, is here as an amateur. His invite, a tip of the hat to the best amateur to ever play the game, Bobby Jones. We met a 9-year-old in front of the clubhouse today who dressed that part. My man's got some drip there. He was with his family to take a photo in front of the clubhouse at Founder Circle and was more than happy to talk about his knickers.
I like Bobby Jones and Ben Stewart, and my mom likes them too, so that's why I dressed up as Ben Stewart and Bobby Jones.
Best dressed kid out there this week. But this week, people have been taking advantage of this free souvenir Augusta National provides with proposals and special announcements. We'll share some of the fun in the next half hour. When it comes to hospitality, many would argue Augusta National Golf Club has the best offering in all of sports. On the 10th anniversary of opening the world-renowned Berkman's Place, Augusta National decided to announce another major move. Augusta National Golf Club is in the middle of a new hospitality initiative. On top of that, they also announced a partnership with Augusta Tech and First Tee of Augusta to build the next generation of golf's workforce. Taylor Martin spoke with Augusta Tech on what this means for us here in Augusta.
It's not only the golf management program, but a new hospitality program at Augusta Tech, feeding more people into the hospitality workforce at the Masters. By 2025, Augusta Tech will offer a new hospitality program working with local hotels, restaurants, and hospitality houses. The new curriculum will set their students up for success in the workforce across the river region. President of Augusta Tech, Dr. Jermaine Worrell, says they've been in constant communication and partnership with Augusta National about how graduates of their program can soon fit into Masters hospitality.
Every program that we offer at Augusta Tech is directly tied to our local workforce needs. And so whether they're going to come in and their ultimate goal is to be a hotel manager, to be general manager for a restaurant, to be an event planner, we want to ensure that we're going to have curriculum that feeds right into local jobs, or for those individuals who may want to start their own business.
All new on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we'll be learning more about the program and how Augusta Tech plans to set students up for success. Reporting in Augusta, Taylor Martin, on your side.
Thanks, Taylor. Many of us dream to be able to walk the hallowed grounds of Augusta's most prestigious golf course. One man decided he'd make a mini replica of Augusta National Golf Club's course right there in his backyard. Check out these incredible photos here. Andrew is a part owner of Putt Tech, which designs putting courses. When the avid golfer moved into his new home in Arizona, he said he wanted to recreate the best feeling he ever had when he went to the Masters the first time in 2018.
That's a cool place to congregate to where the same feeling that we had when we went to the Masters, we can have that in a different way in our backyard, and that's what we did. And we tried to recreate every single slope in a putting version. It's the most difficult course you'd ever play.
And I'm sure he's the one hosting the parties every weekend at his house. But Andrew tells us, just like Augusta, when you play it, you have to play smart. Well, we're continuing to follow breaking news out of Augusta National Golf Club here. This video is circulating on social media of a tree falling during the live broadcast of the tournament. You can see a crazy scene there as everyone instantly turns and runs towards the tree after it falls. Augusta National telling us that there are no injuries here, luckily. 3 trees reportedly fell. A large pine tree fell between the 16th and 17th tees. We were originally told the 15th and 16th, but it is the 16th and 17th, taking down 2 smaller trees with it. A large tree fell on the edge, again, of the 17th tee box on the fairway. All of this happening around the same time that play was suspended for a second time at around 4:20 this afternoon. It's been over half an hour since they made that call, Riley. We've been seeing a lot of wind in our area.
Absolutely. Well, very thankful that no injuries reported with that tree coming down. Actually, a few trees there at the National. Winds have really picked up this afternoon. They're going to stay elevated through the weekend, and we're still looking at a lot of rain heading our way tomorrow. We'll have that full forecast just after the break.
Foundation Repair.
All right, welcome back. We just want to take you to this video again circulating on social media out of Augusta National Golf Club of a tree, a big pine tree there between the 16th and 17th tee boxes, taking down 2 smaller trees. From what we understand, Augusta National telling us that there were no injuries reported, thankfully there. It's incredible that there were no injuries reported there, Riley, as we see a lot of wind moving through the area. It just goes to show how powerful that can be, especially on a golf course with so many trees.
Absolutely. Well, a very scary video there. Absolutely incredible. No one was injured. You think day 2 of the Masters, there's not a lot of empty space on that course with a lot of patrons in attendance. So thankfully, no injuries with it. We did really see winds pick up within the last hour, hour and a half, as soon as that wedge, that backdoor cold front started to move in. So our wind direction has changed out of the northeast. Now that front is starting to move a little bit south of Augusta. Wind wasn't really a factor through most of today. Temperatures a little bit warmer, at least into the low 60s in the afternoon. Then that nice weather returns heading into early next week.
All right, thanks, Riley. North Augusta students are showing more than 100 pieces of art that they've been working on since January. Coming up, we'll let you know where you can go to see them in person. That's when Live at 5 returns.
First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Lexus Acura Infinity.
The accident was not my fault.
When you're injured, you need help fast. Call George Sink Injury Lawyers at all nights.
You need someone that's going to fight for you. Call now.
Call George Sink Injury Lawyers at all nights.
At Gerald Fast, you gotta get George. Call all nights.
From paintbrush to canvas, even Clayworks of Augusta, North Augusta students are showing off their talent. News 12's Will Volk explains why it's more than just an exhibit for students who participated.
It's a great way for the students to show off their work.
The Arts and Heritage Center of North Augusta is filled with about 150 pieces of student art.
It's important to get the young people involved in art, and this is a way for everybody to see what they're doing in the public schools.
Executive Director Marianne Bigger says students have been working on these pieces since January. They have student artwork from 5 North Augusta area schools on display.
We have some fabulous art teachers in all of the schools, and this way the kids get their work out there.
You can see the students created many different types of art, and it's not just paintings. These works are made of yarn. 4th graders made these out of clay, and 5th graders made sundaes that look good enough to eat.
They're all great. They're all fun. we invite the public to come out and view it.
She says it's amazing to see what our local students can do, and now you can see it too. In North Augusta, we'll vote on your side.
And you can view their work for free at the Arts and Heritage Center for about 2 more weeks. They'll also have an open house on Thursday, April 20th. Well, Christians around the world are gathering to mark Good Friday. For many, it's a time of reflection and hope. In the Philippines, the faithful nailed a 62-year-old to a cross, driving 2-inch nails into his hands and feet. In Australia, thousands weathered the rain as Roman soldiers mocked an actor portraying Christ.
Seems like a complete abandonment and that existential question we all have. You know, God, where are you, especially in times of suffering? That there is hope.
Pope Francis, who left the hospital last weekend after fighting bronchitis, skipped today's Way of the Cross procession because of the cold weather. The Vatican says the 86-year-old will still attend an indoor Good Friday service. And again, we're continuing to follow this breaking news out of Augusta National Golf Club. Video circulating on social media from the live broadcast of a tree falling during the tournament here. A big tree taking down 2 smaller trees from what we understand. You can see the crazy scene there as everyone instantly turns to run away from the tree and then towards the tree once it hits the ground. Augusta National telling us that there are luckily and thankfully no injuries from this. Again, 3 trees reportedly fell. Large pine tree. That's on the 17th tee box. This was around 4:20 this afternoon, shortly after play had been suspended. We've been seeing that weather move through our area, Riley, with a lot of wind gusts as well.
Absolutely will. And the National Weather Service actually did just put out a storm report for those trees that did fall at the Augusta National. They say, as Will just mentioned, happened on the 17th tee box. But the good news is no injuries, thank goodness. We are still tracking the chance for storms to continue this evening. We'll have another update for you coming up just after the break.
Chip Lewis here with your RU64.com weather report. Let's take a look at the 7-day forecast. It's going to be a rough start to the week with winds topping out at 64 miles per hour and a 64% chance of rain. Don't forget that umbrella or just call in sick. But don't worry, there are clear skies ahead with my favorite temperature, 64 degrees as your high and your low for the rest of the week.
Sir, who let you in here? Security!
RU64.com.
If you or loved rely on Ramjet. Your safety comes first with the First Alert Radar Network. First just got faster. From the station that's on your side. Breaking news.
Well, breaking news in our top story live at 5. Crazy video out of Augusta National. A tree falling on the 17th tee box. You can see patrons sprinting over to check and see if everything was okay. The National Weather Service says 2 large pine trees fell from wind gusts in the area. Augusta National Golf Club is saying, quote, there are no injuries here, thankfully. This just happened as play was suspended just before 4:30 this afternoon. The video circulating all over social media right now. We'll let you know as soon as we know more. Riley, we've seen a few different angles of these videos that we haven't shown here on air, and it is just lucky that no one was injured in this.
I know, well, incredible that there was no reported injuries with this because, as you mentioned, it's not only one tree, it was a few trees that were it was just a domino effect, and these were actually uprooted. So we've seen a couple of pictures to where you see the giant root ball at the base of these trees that completely come out of the ground. So maybe a few different factors out there, saturated course, along with the potential for some gusts 30 to 35 miles an hour. So it can lead to trees coming down, and that's one of the hazards.
Continuing throughout the night, and hopefully play will resume sooner rather than later.
All right, thanks for that, Dan. Of course, like you said, someone playing well, amateur Sam Bennett. This week is very special for him and his family at the Masters after his dad died in 2021 from Alzheimer's. His love for his dad was his driving force when it came to golf, and it's the same for others out on the course.
His late father's words aren't just etched in his heart. They're inked on Sam Bennett's arm. Don't wait to do something. The U.S. amateur champ, a senior at Texas A&M, knows Pops would be thrilled he's competing at the Masters.
He'd think it was the coolest thing ever.
He tweeted this photo on Father's Day back in 2018, announcing his dad was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Mark Bennett died in 2021. These words were the last ones he ever wrote and are especially meaningful this week.
He's been here a few times, not to watch me play, but I know he's watching from above and wish me the best.
No doubt he'll say an extra prayer in Amen Corner, where the beauty of the azaleas can also carry a painful reminder. Their blooms are temporary, yet they will forever be frozen in time as the backdrop of Masters memories being made all over this cathedral of golf.
So Jason Kokrak was walking by and then stopped, turned around, and gave my son Landon his glove.
The 9-year-old will never forget this day with Dad.
Better than any sporting event.
14-year-old Merritt Null got to see Rory McIlroy.
It's definitely my celebrity crush.
Even if she'll never forgive her 12-year-old sister for what happened next.
I said happy early birthday. His birthday is May 4th
of 1989, and I told her that, and she took my line, and he smiled at her.
She couldn't stay too mad, though, especially once Dad bragged on her a bit.
I'm his golf buddy, number one golf buddy.
And that's right, number one in our heart, and number 4 on the varsity team. So she's doing her thing. Yeah, we have a good time.
Dads and daughters, fathers and sons, spending the day tattooing these memories in their minds of a place and a golf tournament that reminds us all. Spend the time, enjoy the moments. Don't wait to do it.
And you don't have to be at Augusta National to make these memories. So many memories are made in living rooms. Tournament days, you can't have cameras, so those lucky enough to be there have to take a lot of mental pictures. That is, unless you head to the front of the famous clubhouse where Augusta National photographers will take your photo for you. Meredith and I went up there today. It's a very popular spot, so popular last year 9 proposals happened there. As of this morning, 6 had already happened, so this year could eclipse that last year's total. So here's what happens. You stand in line, smile for the camera, get a card, and Augusta National post it to the internet later for patrons to download for free.
We went shopping, and I told my husband this was the next stop after we went shopping before the line got really long. Because sometimes we wait up to 2 hours to get their picture taken, because it's like the only way you get your picture taken.
And how cute is this? Cassie Eason sent us this photo of her and her husband Zach announcing that they are expecting. Their little caddy is due in November, and talk about timing. They had their first ever badges last year, but got rained out, and were lucky enough to have a second chance to try again. I mean, stars align there. It looks like it was just meant to be a really great experience out there for a lot of these patrons. Well, as we continue to follow and keep you updated on breaking news, this is a brand new angle we have not shown you of 2 trees falling at Augusta National Golf Club here. This over the 17th tee box. This video confirming what the National Weather Service is saying, that 2 large pine trees fell on the course. Augusta National Golf Club saying, quote, there are no injuries here. It's hard to even imagine how that's possible. This happened around the same time. Play was suspended just before 4:30 this afternoon. It's hard to look away here. You're just kind of in awe at what's going on. Again, this is a second round cut day, so a lot of people out there this afternoon. Play has not picked back up since that. This video has been circulating all over the place on social media. We're still working to get more information on how all of this happened, Riley. We even saw pictures of the root of the tree after we've seen a lot of gusty winds here.
Absolutely incredible pictures and video out at the National today, and we have seen a couple of strong thunderstorms. We actually just got a new severe thunderstorm warning in for Johnson and Washington County. 60-mile-per-hour gusts are possible in Kite, Wrightsville, all the way into Harrison and southern Washington County. Full update for you coming up just after the break.
Time and temp. And make today the most wonderful time of the year. Live Claritin Clear.
All right, guys, as we continue to follow and keep you updated on breaking news, this is a brand new angle that we just showed you before the commercial break of the 2 trees falling at Augusta National. It's actually 3 there that you can see over the 17th tee box. Augusta National telling us no injuries reported, thankfully, Riley. How are we looking right now in terms of the wind gusts and just the weather in the area?
Yeah, wind gusts are going to stay up there for the rest of this afternoon, even really honestly through the weekend. We actually have a lake wind advisory in effect through Sunday afternoon. So now that the front has started to work its way towards the southern CS rates, now kicking up this severe thunderstorm warning in Johnson and Washington County. Wrightsville is getting slammed right now. They got a lot of cloud to ground lightning. Up to 60-mile-per-hour gusts are possible with this storm. It's moving northeast just a little bit slower at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. So trying to make its way further into Johnson County and potentially could make its way towards southern Jefferson County next. So heads up, Wadley, Louisville, Baxley, you're going to be kind of next in line for this. It is also producing potentially up to nickel-size hail. The thunderstorms we have around Augusta right now, mainly on the west or the east and south side of town, and very heavy rain just around downtown Augusta and all the way to the south side, down Highway 25. Seeing a little bit of lightning with this cell, but luckily not producing severe weather. But it is still very gusty. We're seeing wind gusts around 12 to 15. Look at the full 7-day forecast. We do have drier weather in store by Sunday. We'll luckily start to warm up a tad, most likely afternoon highs in the 60s, and then that nice weather shows up again by early next week.
Thanks, Riley. Spring is here, and that means it's time to clean. Our What the Tech reporter, Jamie Tucker, has tips for how to get things cleaned up online.
Stick and other smart TV devices. News 12's tournament coverage is sponsored by The Blood Connection, Hamrick's, Just Beds, and Trucks and More.
When you think of TikTok, you probably think of funny, silly videos and viral dances, but if you know where to look, you can find some information about how to do some spring cleaning. Our consumer tech reporter, Jamie Tucker, takes a look at gadgets recommended by TikTok that could help you get things organized.
What the Tech, sponsored by Wow Internet.
I probably have more things connected to a computer than most people. I counted over 24 things connected either to a computer or to an electrical outlet. So even when my desk is cleaned off, there's a mess of tangled wires underneath. So to tidy things up, I looked at these outlet covers that TikTok is just crazy about. They hide the traditional outlets and have a 3-plug power strip so no one will see the power strips hanging out of the wall. I also picked up a couple of wired trays or baskets to get the clutter under control. These hold larger power strips and the wires that plug into them. The shelves then connect to the back of the desk well above your feet to help hide the plugs and cables that you need. Then slowly began connecting and hiding cables and plugs inside the baskets. 2 more power strips inside the baskets where I could connect the speakers, the lights, monitor, microphone, and chargers. Most everything is actually hidden underneath my desk. If you're ever looking for something in storage, it might require opening several plastic tubs before you find what you're looking for. TikTokers recommend these QR smart labels to keep things organized. You simply take a photo of what's in the bin, the box, or tub, then slap the QR code sticker on the box. So when you're looking for something, you just search for it in the app, and the QR sticker will help you find it. No need to open tubs or boxes until you stumble on what you're looking for. So did TikTok get it right? I think so. 2 of the outlet covers with power strips are $26. The 2 shelves, $26, and the QR code stickers, $16. All in, about $70. That's What the Tech. I'm Jamie Tucker.
Well, breaking news just in the newsroom. Augusta National officially responding to 3 trees that fell on the course. They say, quote, Augusta National Golf Club can confirm that no injuries were reported from 3 trees that were blown over to the left of the number 17 tee due to wind. The safety and well-being of everyone attending the Masters tournament will always be the top priority of the club. We will continue to closely monitor weather today and through the tournament. The second round has been officially suspended for the rest of the day. Play will resume Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Ticket gates will open at 7 a.m. Eastern Time as scheduled. And we're searching social media for new angles of those trees falling. This is one that we got just this half hour. You can see the crazy scenes here. Again, Augusta National saying no injuries, thankfully, reported from these trees. Stick with us. We'll have much more news and weather coming up after a short break.
At Kroger, prices, deals, and rewards. That's a win-win-win. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Well, breaking news just into the newsroom. Augusta National officially responding to 3 trees that fell on the course. We just said this before the commercial break. If you're just tuning in, they say, quote, Augusta National Golf Club can confirm that no injuries were reported from the 3 trees that were blown over to the left of the number 17 tee box due to wind. The safety and well-being of everyone attending the Masters tournament will always be a top priority of the club. We will continue to closely monitor weather today and through the tournament. Now, this is new. The second round has been officially suspended for the rest of the day. Play will resume Saturday morning at 8 a.m. and ticket gates will open at 7 a.m. Again, we're continuing to follow our top story live at 5 here. Crazy video out of Augusta National. Those 3 pine trees falling there at the 17th tee box. Augusta National saying no injuries reported. Riley, we've seen heavy wind gust as the weather has rolled through the CSRA.
Absolutely, Will. That strong gust front that did push through Augusta. Just
3 Tower Drive in Augusta. Visit olympusgranite.com.
How do we decide what hotel to book? Fear not. I got you. Choice Hotels has a hotel for every type of stay. Like a comfort with the kiddos. Spacious. That's what they all say. Stay twice and get a $50 gift card when you book direct at choicehotels.com.
Thanks for watching News 12.
Your home for the Masters.
From the station that's on your side, breaking news.
Play officially suspended for the day after wild weather at Augusta National. The course evacuated twice, and 3 pine trees came down during afternoon storms. And Riley, that weather roller coaster is just getting started. We can feel those temperatures have dropped several degrees out here.
Absolutely, Laura. Those winds really picked up once the front did arrive, and we've actually seen our temperatures drop behind that front close to 20 degrees over the last several hours. Our top wind gusts between 30 to 35 miles an hour between Augusta and Aiken. Winds are still elevated across the area. They've calmed down some from just about 2 hours ago, but continue into this evening forecast. And then tomorrow, no storms, but it is going to be very rainy, and those temperatures are going to be chilly. We'll have that full forecast in just about 10 minutes.
And Riley, the weather really loomed large over patrons all day at Augusta National. The skies were really gray and ominous, and everybody was just crossing their fingers that it would stay just outside of the course. But unfortunately, mid-afternoon, that sticky, hot heat turned into storm warnings. We started hearing thunder rumbling, and when it hit with a vengeance.
Oh, good gracious, watch out!
Oh my
God, I hope
word.
everybody's okay.
Holy smokes.
Just unbelievable, something we've really never seen out here during course play. But during the second course evacuation of the afternoon, what you see there, 3 large pines came down, one knocking over the other 2 right between 16 and 17. Augusta National tells us there are no injuries, which is really a miracle as you look at the size of those pines and all of the patrons scattering. And it was a bit of whiplash out here for the patrons. Around 3 o'clock, they blew those first horns. They evacuated everyone off the course, but then very soon after, just a matter of minutes, maybe less than half an hour, they said, okay, we think things have cleared out. Patrons can come back on.
I don't think I could probably say on television what went through my mind, but you went and put rain on. What's going on?
Honestly, I was having a great time, you know, pumped up. I was watching Tiger hit his second shot on the ninth fairway. Big Tiger fan, but you know, I heard the horns and I was bummed out, but obviously I don't want to get electrocuted today, so.
One day only we're here for, so yeah, a little bit disappointed, but we've got to see some great players out there. It's really good, yeah.
So that was the first evacuation, but then within minutes, a stroke of luck happened on the loudspeakers.
All of a sudden, bam, yeah, call us back. The weather, inclement weather has exited the area, and we're like hyped. So we're about to go back and get some merch.
How great is your luck?
That is perfect. That's meeting you. That's how good my luck is. Fantastic news.
What did you hear? You barely got 2 steps out of the gate.
I know. We were literally down there and heard the news. Thought, great. Fantastic. If we get another 3 hours, I might actually get to see Tiger Woods now.
Get out there. We're thrilled for you. Have a great time.
Thank you very much.
So unfortunately, Mother Nature had other plans. The luck was short-lived, but so many of those guys were just thankful to get whatever bit of little extra time they could. And they got about an hour out there to see a little bit more play, but they have officially suspended play as this weather blows in around us. And Riley, with as much as the temperatures are dropping, it feels like we're in for some storms, Will.
Well, I'm sure he had some other words for TV that he really couldn't say after he got out of the gates, came back, and then had to exit shortly after that. But again, going back to that crazy video, thankfully, no one was hurt. I mean, it's incredible.
Really a miracle.
Yeah, it really is a
Yeah,
miracle.
we were nervous.
You could hear the thud of the tree when it hit the ground, and you can only think the worst. But thankfully, no one hurt. Thanks for that,
And
Laura.
we've had trees come down overnight. We've had a tree on Magnolia Lane come down. We had trees during the ice storm. And we've even had some of those happen during the tournament, but overnight, never can we remember anything like this where it happened in the middle of play.
Yeah, and taking a look at those trees, I mean, you see a lot of the videos, different angles circulating on social media, the pictures. You could see the roots of the tree. It's incredible in size compared to some of the people out there.
And really big trees. These are historic Georgia pines.
Absolutely, and we'll continue to check in and try to find other angles of those videos and pictures circulating on social media. But before the weather turned bad, some great golf played today. The players off the tee early, certainly.
Trucks and more.
Yeah, that wind is whipping out here. That is the same wind that brought down those three giant pines right in between 16 and 17 earlier today. We were showing you. I want to let you hear some eyewitness sound of patrons who were out there when those big trees came down.
So there were three of them that fell. We were just on the other side of 16. The players had already hit their shots into the green. They were getting ready to putt. One had already put their shot out. And then we started to hear cracking noises from across of 17T. And they started falling. One started to fall, another started to fall, and then one cracked. And all three of them fell down onto where the people were sitting. But luckily, everyone got away safely.
Yeah, so we were on close to 15 green. Heard this massive sound, really sound like a crack of thunder. Looked over and saw a pretty large tree that seemed to fall across either 17T or just maybe right beyond it.
We were in the grandstands on hole 15. We just heard this loud clap like it was thunder. And bam, the tree started falling off the ground.
One big tree came out of the roots on the bottom and took another tree down with it, so it looked like two came down, completely covered the fairway on 17 and just smoked it. So
we didn't see anybody get hurt at all, but just heard loud claps.
Shut down,
two trees on the
loud
ground.
thunder. It sounded like it was taking. It sounded like lightning hit it, and then it took both of them down. It was pretty intense. Shut it down for the rest of the day.
We were behind 16 tee box, and we were watching Minwoo Lee putting on 16 green. And we just heard this this roar of a crowd and I thought like a putt was about to go in the hole, and I look up and this tree is just like slowly going down, and then you just see like two others follow it, and I thought it was like hitting a group of people, but I'm glad it didn't.
And when you see that video, your heart stops because it really does look like patrons are just scattering there underneath it. And at first, we weren't sure if anyone was underneath it, but Augusta National confirming no injuries, which is really a miracle.
Yeah, absolutely a miracle indeed. Play suspended shortly before that happened. Those several trees came crashing down. We've seen clearly behind you a lot of weather moving through our area, including those heavy and high wind gusts too.
Yeah, and wind wasn't really a factor early this morning. It wasn't until that front showed up about 4:30 to where our winds just drastically increased, and then that's when the storm threat started to increase as well.
And you look at that video that we've been playing for the past 2 hours, and on the 17th tee box, I don't even know how anyone wasn't injured in that.
It crushed people.
We'll be making the cut for the weekend. I'll have the latest updates on everything going on throughout the night.
All right, thanks, Dan. Breaking news, an accident on I-20 westbound is impacting traffic here, as you can see. It's near exit 199. The camera you are looking at shows the eastbound view. Even more traffic impacts heading into South Carolina. The westbound crash involves a semi-truck. We are working to learn about any injuries here. If you're heading that way, please use caution. Again, play suspended in the second round, so a lot of those patrons leaving Augusta National Golf Club likely causing a lot of these traffic migraines for people out there, Riley.
Absolutely. Sad to hear. I know a lot of people were in town for the tournament. If you only could go today, unfortunately, it was cut short, but we have seen the wedge show up. Take a look at the difference in temperatures across the area. We're in the 50s here around Augusta, but still in the 80s in the southern CSRA. Have another look at the forecast for you just after the break.
New Savannah Road in Augusta.
Well, breaking news, an accident on I-20 westbound is impacting traffic, as you can see here. It's near exit 199. The camera you are looking at shows the eastbound view with even more traffic impacts heading into South Carolina. The westbound crash involves a semi-truck. We are working to learn more about any injuries. If you are heading that way, please use caution. Traffic westbound at a crawl there, Riley.
It really is, and weather was a big factor out there earlier today and going to continue to be a factor through the weekend. Here's a